Stephen Burton here with Waterproof Solutions. Thanks for having me out. Let's just get right to it. What we're in is a cast-in-place foundation. That's poured concrete between two forms, and we can see the reflection of them through here. We can see the break here. Now, the load sits primarily on the two. It's a rectangle on that wall and that wall. And that's shown by the floor joist, and then it's carried through this spine, the main beam of the house, to the spread piers on the post. But as we make our way over to this, we can see that we're not even touching this. The shingles that were put in there, the things that were put in to help keep this stable is not there anymore. The wall's starting to punch in. We see that outside where the beams actually punch through the wall. So we're going to stop that. There's always a why. So immediately I'd say 6-inch gutters need to be put on the property, and immediately get downspouts everywhere you can so you're collecting water properly. After that, the addition that's going to go on the back, what we want to do is we want to make sure that we have structural integrity along this wall. Now, how we do that is we stick a beam in. Now, if you'll pan up for me, this is an I-beam right here. You see how that is? 4-inch, probably by 6 to 8 inches here. So an H-beam is 4 inches, same girth. 4 inches W13 steel. It's not bending. So it's dropped in a 3-foot pier leg, and then it goes up and it's married to 3 floor joists. Now this is just ductwork showing where some venting's going through, but then we're attached, 6 foot, 12 foot, 18 foot, 24 foot. That's how we come up with how many. It's this architectural standard, 6 to 8 feet. I like to be more on the 6 foot side just because of safety. We've got cracks in the wall. What we're going to do with those is we're going to inject them with closed cell urethane. In the event that we have too much organic material, and organic materials, things that naturally occur, that's mud in the wall like we have right over here. In the event that when we're starting to deal with this and we're getting kickback by our materials, well, which would be a closed cell urethane, not epoxy. You never want to get epoxy in the wall. If you do, it's not going to go in very far, and it's going to break the wall right next to it. But I digress. We would do a dig and seal outside. Someone has put in, this is the cove plate. Obviously, cove plate doesn't work if it's pinched up against the wall like that. So this is a bocha type of cove plate. And it looks to me like your footing's only this far. So whoever put this in, I think might have been amateur-esque or just trying to help out. But obviously it's the idea, but it's not the execution. Where this pit is, this is a pedestal sump pump. Very temperamental to not working. You can imagine as soon as that gets hung up on the lid, it doesn't work. Hear it running? It's dry, obviously. So this type of a pump, very temperamental. We're going to give that back to you to use however you feel like you might be able to. But this pump here will turn into a trash pump because the egress window that we're going to get cut in right here, and we're not going to worry about this crack until after the egress is cut in. They'll probably use one of these lines. There'll be some new ones afterwards. We will just assume that and go ahead and inject and put carbon fiber on at that point. Now, carbon fiber is an element that makes something super strong. They're 12 inches wide and comes in rolled goods. So we're able to span it where the breaks are. What that does is you've got 3,000 pound concrete, the carbon fiber is actually stronger than that. So as long as you strip the wall really well and adhere good to the wall, carbon works excellent. Then with the soldier beams, we have now a wall that you can build onto this house. No problem or not, because it's that strong. Where every window and all, we're not going to worry about putting drains and things like this in these windows because they're not staying. If the HVAC and everything stays over here, what we'll do is we'll put a stack pipe in. All this water that's coming in here is probably just due to this furnace. So we'll put a PVC pipe in, drop it in, you're gold, no more water across the floor. I'd say let's go ahead and pull that tub out before we go any further, since we can go around the perimeter that way. You'll have a dry, secure, structurally firm and put back together wall, which is basically, it's the rear wall that's giving us the trouble. And I want to go ahead and beef up both corners. I don't want to leave one stronger, leave one weak, and have to come back to it because it took a little bit more of a shot. So that's pretty much it in a nutshell. I'll do the measuring of this. We'll come up with a plan. We'll put it in drawing form, and then we'll have specialty sheets that will show each detail of each thing that we're going to do so that you can understand it. Because of it being where it's at, I think it's best that we have an outside engineer sign off on it, so stating that this is the correct way to do things, and it meets the standards of Jefferson County as well as St. Louis County for that matter. So this is Stephen with Waterproof Solutions. We appreciate the opportunity.